Trump finally weighs in on Texas's high-stakes Republican Senate runoff.
Yeah, the president endorsing Attorney General Ken Paxton over longtime Senator John Cornyn. In a statement, the president saying, "I know Ken well, have seen him tested at the highest and most difficult levels, and he is a winner." The move could have huge implications in the battle for control of the U.S. Senate, and it could impact Democrats' chances come November.
KHOU 11 political analyst Brandon Rottinghouse joins us now. Brandon, good to see you. Let's focus first on the runoff here. Does Trump's endorsement essentially clear the path for Paxton, or is there still a realistic way for Cornyn to win?
This is still likely to be something of a close race. I think the polling has got this in single digits, and the reason is that the Republican Party is divided about what process to take, about who to nominate, about which candidate's better to represent their party, but also to be able to carry the flag into November. So I do think this makes it harder for John Cornyn to win. Ken Paxton has been making a clear case that he is the preferred MAGA candidate. He has been talking about how John Cornyn is not sufficiently MAGA enough. And so in a way, this sort of solidifies what Ken Paxton's been arguing and gives him a leg up.
To your point there, Brandon, Cornyn is the incumbent, but you seem to say he failed to get the endorsement because he is not what Trump calls a true MAGA warrior.
Yeah, the Republican Party is definitely organized around these kind of core principles. They want to see that the candidates that they trust are on the right side of that ideological line. And there are a lot of Republicans in Texas who don't think that about John Cornyn. The president was very clear in his endorsement. He said that this was about loyalty, and he felt that Ken Paxton was the more loyal. Now, of course, Cornyn is going to come back and say that he's been supportive of Donald Trump's agenda. And obviously, this is sort of one sliver of the way that a person can show that they're loyal to their party. But the fact that this is such a cult of personality, the fact that Donald Trump is such a key and prominent figure in Republican Party circles, it's really a challenge here for John Cornyn to be able to say that he is more MAGA than Ken Paxton.
So if Paxton wins the runoff, does that make the Senate seat more competitive for Democrats in November?
I think that the only people who are happier about this endorsement than the Paxton campaign, whereas the Calorico campaign, they have been like trying to describe this as a race that's winnable. They have decided that they think that Donald Trump is so unpopular in Texas that they can run a race here and potentially flip Texas. So the polling seems to indicate that's true. The fact that John Cornyn has spent so much money to defend this seat and that Ken Paxton hasn't raised a lot of money, the fact that there's this divide inside the Republican Party means that there is a possibility that the Democrats can take Texas.
Flipping Texas would be historic. Let's get through the runoff first. Brandon Rottinghouse, KHOU 11 political consultant, thanks for your time this evening.